Hi, this is Tsukasa Cosmo, and then this assignment is for the Technology 1010 Space Shuttle Challenger. Sorry, I'm an international student, so it is so hard to say what I'm thinking, so I wrote the cheating sheet like a draft paper, and then I'm gonna read it. So what could NASA have done differently? So in 1986, the space race was over and NASA needed to justify its budget request by scheduling more missions than in previous years because it wasn't all about beating the Russians anymore. It was also about commercialization. An aggressive number of missions scheduled, numerous delays, a desire to launch a probe that would reach Halley's Comet before the Russians, and the State of the Union address where President Reagan was going to talk about the first teacher in space all resulted in resulted in safety being compromised and a catastrophe that could have been avoided. NASA should have postponed the launch of the Challenger until there was sufficient data to support that low temperatures would not affect the reliability of O-ring or until temperatures rose to a level there was sufficient data that the O-ring would function properly. Budget considerations, beating the Russians, and political agendas were not a reason to cut corners on safety. The mission was postponed so the vice president would not have to make an unnecessary trip to Florida, but it was not postponed when there was strong evidence that the more malfunction could possibly occur. NASA should have done that differently. So the second question from the article, we do not know how much Roger expressed his concern to Theocal regarding management not supporting the redesign task force. It is also unknown if a solution could have been found and sufficient data accumulated from the start of the redesign effort in 1985 to the launch in 1986. What we do know from the article is that Roger complained to Theocal that the redesign task force was not being supported by management. So he must have felt the problem with the O-ring was significant enough that it needed to be fixed. We also know that he expressed concern the night before the launch and presented a convincing argument that the cold weather could cause a delay in the O-ring seating. At a later management meeting, he continued to express his opinion to senior managers that they should not proceed with the launch. After the explosions, during his testimony, he spoke the truth and gave a statement that was not favorable about Bob Lund, the engineering vice president, and Gerard Mason, a senior executive. Rogers should not have done anything differently. He did his job. He voiced his concerns. He stood his ground that he felt the launch should be delayed, and he told the truth during the investigation. Alan MacDonald is the man that Rogers reported to and is the one that should have spoke up when he read the decision to delay the launch had been reversed. Bob should have listened to the recommendation of his engineers and not the prompting of the executive. Gerard Mason should have listened to the numerous engineers and been more concerned with safety than his management had. Regardless of his age or his family, he was at the bottom of the organization of people involved and only supported delaying the launch regardless of what people above him wanted to hear. Okay, last question. According to the Wikipedia, the responsibilities of the engineer may include defining problems, conducting and narrowing research, analyzing criteria, finding, analyzing solutions, and making decisions. So I believe that to be loyal to management means that the engineer will accumulate data, analyze, and make decisions and present the truth to management regardless if it is what management wants to hear. To be loyal means being faithful, but it also means looking out for the best interest of the other party, not telling the truth about the structure of the building or the strengths and integrity. Noble part could have a catastrophic outcome, which would only hurt management and the company in the end. Engineers have a very specific and well-trained skill set that we as a society rely on for our safety. Almost everything we see or do in our life has something that required an engineer's knowledge. We rely on them for everything from the structure integrity of a bridge to making sure we have power to our house, down to the design of a motherboard on a computer. At any given point, them not doing their job with the highest level of integrity can put our safety, health, and welfare at risk, which country to one of their primary responsibilities according to their code of ethics, protecting society and protecting management and related, acting with integrity and being honest protects both. Thank you.